I'm sitting here thinking about what happened to me yesterday, and I think I'm gonna go to my shop. I'm drinking my last cup of coffee, and I'm gonna go to my shop and work on Salty's knife. I should have the handles on that here in probably 3 or 4 hours, and then my next coffee break, I will tell you the story of what happened to me yesterday. And I'm gonna talk about it now because I'm sitting here thinking about it. And it's making me concerned all over again. I'll try and talk louder. It's quiet, it's the morning, it's peaceful, and I don't like talking loud and disturbing the chill. So, yesterday, Friday, I stop and go get my mail. And then I go north up Spur Road and turn in between the road in between the bank and Burger King. And then I'm going to turn into Burger King and get me a breakfast sandwich. Well, as I'm getting up to the driveway to turn into Burger King, there's a big truck there in the driveway, and he's swinging wide to come out onto the road, so he doesn't drop off the pavement and the ditches on either side of the driveway. So I stop far enough away where he can continue coming out onto the road. And I put my turn signal on. There's nobody, or it's just me. There's no other traffic. So the guy starts pulling out into the road. And at that time, the Wascom cop pulls up behind me and instantly goes to blowing his horn at me. And I don't mean a little city horn. I mean that very loud horn that they clear intersections with. And I'm thinking, are you out of your mind? Can you not look and see that I can't go forward? And the reason I can't go forward is because there's a truck in the road. And beyond that, within, a second or two or maybe three, I'll be out of your way. Who doesn't have 5 seconds worth of patience? And so, the truck pulls out and gets out of the way, and I pull in Burger King's driveway, and the cop goes on about his merry way. And I'm thinking, what a fucking douchebag. Who would do that? Who would be that impatient and unobservant that they wouldn't realize the reason I was stopped there was because there was a truck pulling out onto the road? So I never did get my sandwich. There was too long a line at Burger King. And so I left there and I went down to Spring Market to get my bread and my eggs. And the whole time I'm in Spring Market, I'm walking around. It's a good thing my wife wrote a list out because I'd have forgot everything. I'm just thinking about this guy. What would be wrong with somebody like that? And the more I thought about it, the madder I got. That's a bully, is what that is. That is somebody who cannot come to grips with the authority and trust that the people of this town have placed in him. So instead of being an adversary for the people he represents, I got that backwards. Instead of being an emissary for the people he represents of this town, he's an adversary. And I thought about it all afternoon, and I thought about it this morning. What kind of a complete douchebag you have to be not to be able to handle the kind of trust and power and authority granted to you by this town. Not by the chief of police, although, he's the one who hires you, but the people of this town are the ones that you work for. This lady here pays an enormous amount of taxes. This lady here, this man here, I do. I have 2 homes. I have one down there too. I pay a lot of taxes to this town. You work for us. We pay you. That's what's going through my mind. So anyway, I come out of Spring Market, and I get back in my truck, and I'm still just thinking, what on earth would possess him to, turn into a bully with a badge? So I back out, and as I'm leaving, I look over, and there he is. That cop is sitting in a spring market parking lot texting. Young guy, probably less than 30. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I experienced something similar to that when I became a truck driver. You had to immediately come to terms with the fact that people were afraid of your size, and even though you were nowhere near their car, when they look in their mirror and all they see is truck in their mirror, in their mind, you're tailgating, even though you're not. You're no closer to them than, they are to the car in front of them. It just appears as though you're closer. So I don't want to be a bully. So from then on, I made a concerted effort to stay further back away from people than I thought was a safe distance, just because I didn't want to intimidate them or be perceived as a truck driving bully. And this cop has not come to terms with that. He's a bully. And those are the worst kind of cops. And here's what I would say to our chief of police. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And when you have a good police force, and then you hire a douchebag, your police force is now judged by the douchebag, not by the good cops. And that's a simple fact. If you have a great trucking company and you have top-notch drivers who do great work, and they're safe, and they never damage equipment, and then you hire a rogue who backs into stuff and bullies other people on the highway, your company is judged by that rogue truck driver. There's a saying that a rising tide raises all ships. Well, it's the exact same thing for a lowering tide. When you hire a bad person, your entire company or police, police office, is now judged by your worst employee. So I decide I'm going to stop and talk to this guy. I don't want to know if he knew why I was stopped waiting for the truck to come out. And I'm thinking, he's either, a couple of things. He's either a complete douchebag, a bully, or he's just totally unobservant. So I walk over to him, and he looks at me, and he walks away and totally unfriendly. So I'm thinking, well, he knows I'm the guy he just blew his horn at probably 7 or 8 minutes ago. So I said, excuse me, you got a minute? And reluctantly, he stops, not the least bit friendly or kind. And I said, I'm the guy you honked at a few minutes ago. And he goes, what? Where? And I'm thinking, I know what cars we have here in this town, and you're the only one that drives that car, so surely you didn't forget 7 or 8 minutes ago. You just went crazy because I was waiting for the driveway to clear so I could turn in with my turn signal on. There's no way you could mistake me for doing anything else. My intentions were clear. I was going to turn into that driveway as soon as the truck got out of it. So I said, up there by Burger King, I was waiting to turn into a driveway where that truck was pulling out, and you kind of went crazy with your horn there. He goes, oh, you're the guy that was blocking traffic. And I'm thinking, blocking traffic? It was me. I was the only person on the road. What traffic are you talking about? And the road I was on is, anyway, none of that matters. Let's say you're on a main highway waiting to turn into a Walmart. You can't turn in front of people. So would that be considered blocking traffic while you're waiting for traffic to clear so you could turn? So I get it that he's choosing these words. You're the guy that was blocking traffic. Oh, I get it. You're trying to justify the fact that you came up behind me and immediately went to blowing your horn. So you are a douchebag. You are a bully. And anyway, he turns and walks away. And, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to push it any further. Somebody with that kind of authority complex, the bully, the badged bully, they do not want people to confront them about bad behavior. They'll make your life difficult. So, I got in my truck and drove away, and I'm thinking, yep, Wascom, Texas, has a bully with a badge. And that's a damn sad shame. There's a little town of 2,000 people, and the people of this town work very hard and pay a lot of money in taxes. I did not know how high the property taxes were in Texas until I moved here. If I had known, honestly, I wouldn't have moved here. I have a third of the property value in land that I had in Louisiana, and I'm paying, 4 or 5 times in property taxes what I paid in Louisiana. So I pay an enormous amount of property taxes, and to be treated so badly by a public servant, knowing how hard people have to work to pay their taxes, and part of those taxes are paying that man's salary, it's just really infuriating. So, yeah, the guy is not an emissary for the people he's sworn to protect and defend and serve. He's an adversary. And I don't think he'll last long, because bullies with badges, usually they do something beyond the pale, over the line, and, they get their badge taken from them. So I'll be watching that. Anyway, that's my story. I'm going to the shop. See ya.